What's going on, YouTube? My name is GinJTCG or Chris, and today I'm back with a deck inspired by two players who both made Day 2 with one of my favorite single prize Pokemon. The players were Matthew, I believe, I'm gonna double check how you say it, I'm not 100% sure, Houtput and Jimmy What's. I definitely butchered both of those last names, I apologize. Either way, they took Okidogi with the Drena Power to Day 2 at one of the recent special events that happened over the weekend, so I definitely wanted to give this deck a shout out. Now, I did change a couple cards that I think were kind of just based on playstyle, but for the most part, this is almost the same exact 58 that they played, and then I added an extra Buddy-Buddy Poffin and Nest Ball, but I don't want that to take away from the deck that they really put a lot of time piloting well and doing amazing. Now, the deck does revolve around Okidogi with the Drena Power. If you don't know what Okidogi does, it's a solid single prize Pokemon. For just 2 energy, you do 70 damage. Now, it doesn't seem insane, but if one of those energy attached is a Luminous Energy, you get 100 extra HP and do 100 extra damage, because Luminous Energy will function as both the Dark type energy as well as the Fighting type energy needed for the attack cost. So you can swing for 170 with 230 HP as a single prize attacker, which is absolutely insane. And when you combo that with Legacy Energy, you can now manipulate the prize trade even more, because all of your single prize Pokemon that are swinging for insane damage can now be worth 0 prize cards. And if you're swinging with the Dunsparce EX, which does awesome into the Raging Bolt matchup, well, now it's just a 1 prize attacker. So you get a solid, beefy 1 prize attacker in a list like this, which I think is super, super helpful. Now, I did mention Okidogi. The other absolute unit of a single prize attacker is one of my favorite, Scizor, the single prize Scizor, no EX in this build. We got Punishing Scissors doing 10 damage plus 50 more for each of your opponent's abilities in play. So, since many decks like Raging Bolt, like Gardevoir with a bunch of Munkidoris, like Terra Box, even like Flareon, you know, like the Flareon boxes, which don't have abilities on the evolutions, but they do on all of their benched Noctowls, you can swing for huge damage with Scizor using Punishing Scissors. So it is a very, very nice backup attacker. And I know you're probably looking like, oh man, you only got 1 energy. No, remember, we have 4 Luminous and 1 Legacy, so it's actually not too hard to pull off the Scizor. Now, since we are playing a bit of a tankier single prize deck, we could get access to 2 Munkidori, as well as some good Iron Bundle for some like Suedo Gus. But on top of Iron Bundle, we do have 3 copies of Boss's Orders. And I know you're sitting here and you're probably like, man, how do we set this deck up consistently? Well, we just go with our favorite Dudunsparce engine, and it is a solid single prize draw engine that removes itself from the board, so you don't have to worry about the Munkidori damage spreading to the Dunsparce, or the Adrenabrains coming down on the Dunsparce and taking out your draw engine, because you're just going to keep refreshing it. You know, the Phantom Dives, not really too much of a worry when you're playing this type of draw engine, so it's kind of nice. And that's why I made one of the changes is to go up in 2 Buddy-Buddy Poffin, just because I think Scyther is very well positioned and you could search it out, but more importantly, you could keep your Dudunsparces going. You know, you can try to get 2 a turn, not just on the first turn, but a bit later in the game, since we are playing Fan Rotop in this list as well. I think the 3 Artazon help a ton with that and will help with the flow a lot, but I just wanted to make sure we could get them out, and I figured, you know what, 3 Nest Balls, 3 Ultra Balls is probably enough to get our Okidogis down if I'm playing this, and I totally come to the light why they played 4 Nest Balls and 1 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. You know, that's fair, but I think this is a change I needed, because I don't mind using Scizor maybe a little bit more than the 2 people who did take it to Day 2 did. But like I said, for the most part, same 60. I think it's an insanely solid list. I think it's a very simple list to pretty much look at. You've got pretty easy to set up attackers. I mean, if you could get Luminous Energy in your hand, all you got to do is Crispin to get the 1 energy attached from Crispin, and then you could just manual attach that Luminous Energy. You don't have to attach the energy you put in your hand with Crispin, which is pretty nice. But if you don't, you can still take, you know, like a Fighting Energy to set up Okidogi, and then take that Metal Energy to attach to Scizor and use Scizor to attack that turn. You know, or go for a play like that. I mean, even if you have to Mind Bend, I mean, we're playing the Luminous and Legacy energies. Like, you know, we've already got the basic Dark energies in the deck for the just-in-case situations where we do have to manual attach to Okidogi, or smack those on Munkidori for some good Adrenabrain. You know, we got the Luminous Energy to Mind Bend. This deck has options, and I think that's my favorite thing about it. The supporters, we were playing an insanely high count of Iono, with 4 Iono, 3 Crispin, 2 Research, and 1 Colress's Tenacity for our supporters search. For our recovery, we're playing 2 copies of Super Rod to make sure we're shuffling all the Pokemon and basic energy needed back into the deck, since it's not too hard to dig and search them out. which I do kind of like in this list. So I think overall this is a very affordable deck that could honestly tear up a lot of the decks going on in the meta right now. So I'm super excited to show it off to you guys. But I just wanted to remind everyone, I guess actually 3 things today before we hop in really quick. One, we got that TCG Player affiliate link. If you're going to TCG Player to order any singles, decks, or deck accessories, make sure you hop on over to TCG Player. Just ordering stuff within 48 hours of clicking on the link supports the channel in a massive way. So thank you so much to everyone who's been doing that. The other thing is the Battle VIPs podcast is live. Episode coming out tomorrow, actually. So make sure you go hop on over to the Battle VIPs podcast, as well as stay tuned on that channel for a new series I'm starting to help, people getting more into the competitive scene or people newer to the game, kind of looking to gain a little bit of knowledge in different areas. I think even experienced players could probably take away a couple things from it. So make sure you stay tuned to that how-to series. And more importantly, this might be the most important one for the day. I was a part of the Damage Counters podcast hosted by Snipe the Ben, Chef Husky, and Shifu Stew last night, which video should probably be going out in the next couple days, so make sure you stay tuned to that. It was a absolute treat to be on that video. I was so blessed to be able to share that space with those guys, talk with those guys. They have an amazing podcast. They are even better people. So I really hope you guys get to go check out that podcast and stay tuned for that, because it was a ton of fun to be a part of. So yeah, with that being said, let's hop into today's video and see how well our single prize Okidogi friend can. Alright, what's going on in match number 1? Sorry for starting a little bit late. I realized I had the wrong screen pulled up, and I was recording that through my deck preview screen that I've changed to, and that was a mess. So I am up against Raging Bolt, and I opened up with an absolutely amazing hand, and I think this is actually a deck where we can get a lot of value out of Scizor as well, which I was talking about before I realized what was going on. And it's because of, I didn't know they would play 2 Insomnia Hoots, but I figured with one of those, Fan Rotom, the Ogerpons, the Latias, the Fezandipiti, there's so many options that this deck has to load up abilities, which means single price Scizor is going to be a nightmare to work against. So I think right now what I do want to do is take a Scyther and a Dunsparce. As long as we do have one Scizor in the deck, and I am rocking with that. Now, my opponent has just a 2-card hand. They did get rid of a Knocked Owl with an Ultra Ball that turn. I don't remember what the second Ultra Ball for. It was for Teal Mask Ogerpon, and the first one was just for the Fan Rotom, yeah. And then they used Fan Call. Yeah, so I'm sure they have, Knocked Owl Research in their hand or something like that to get rid of a Knocked Owl and do all that search without taking one. So I'm not too worried about that, though. I don't even know. I mean, I guess I could attach to active, just bump up to 230. But then they go Teal Mask Ogerpon. They get 2 energy on the Raging Bolt. They would be able to swing for KO. So even that kind of feels like a waste. You know what I might do here is just attach onto Okidogi. Bench in Iron. No, I don't think I bench Iron Bundle yet. I think what I want to do is I don't know. I feel like my opponent's hand is insane with what they got, but I do kind of want to limit them a little bit. If they take a KO next turn, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I can Ultra Ball take out the single price Scizor and rip the Iono. I can Ultra Ball take the Dunsparce and rip the Iono, which honestly might be a little bit better, just so we could effectively draw 10 cards in that turn. 1 off the top deck, 3 off the Dunsparce, 6 off the Iono, which is kind of nice. And yeah, there's the Knocked Owl that I kind of figured was in their hand. I want them to play Research or have to Crispin now and have a dead hand the following turn or something like that. I kind of want to put a little bit of the extra pressure with the Iono the following turn. Our start is good enough. If they KO my active, I go in with Scizor. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm not swinging for KO yet, but I wouldn't be shocked if we see another Pokemon get played this turn, which allows me to hit the 260 mark, because remember of that plus 10 damage onto the 50 damage for each ability. So all we need is 1 more Ogerpon, 1 Latias, 1 Fez, 1 Mew EX if they play. I'm trying to think of other Pokemon that might have abilities. They go Judge Vessel. Well, if they play Judge, they're not setting up this turn, right? That's not Crispin. That's not Sada. That is knocking our hand a little bit down more for size, but I don't know how you get 2 energy down on Raging Bolt if you just have access to the 1 manual attach this turn. So they are going to Teal Dance, draw the extra card here. I am hoping to see a little Latias come down, just so Scizor is a little bit more effective. And they'll attach the Electric Energy, but again, if Judge is your only supporter, which it is, we'll just get a new hand, we'll play our game, hopefully we get a Luminous Energy, Colress' Tenacity, could start swinging with Okidogi, and yeah, we get the Legacy Energy, and Artazon, which I also am pretty comfortable playing. But we'll be able to swing with Good Punch for 170 this turn, put my opponent in a tough spot when we're sitting at 230 HP as a 0 prize Pokemon, and that should hopefully buy me a little bit of time to draw out of this hand. Because I have to say, like, with the exception of us being able to attack, we really don't have much going on. So that is kind of a shame, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like, I'm pretty confident we can make this work. I think that's always kind of been Okidogi's thing. Like, I've played it a few times, and there's Latias. Now Scizor swinging for KO. Every now and then the deck breaks, and you have kind of a rough time. We're playing a very high support account, a lot of Ionos to kind of help mitigate that as much as possible. I like the Dunsparce option to mitigate that as much as possible, but I mean, I'm not going to sweat it if it's not going to work out too well. Sadly, we might just be taking a KO on Fan Rotom. Now, I could go for Iron Bundle, but they just give me knocked out one. I really don't want that totally. I love the Dunsparce EX top deck here as well. I don't mind holding on to that. I do think I want to play the Artazon and just give my opponent access to it, but more importantly, give me access to another Dunsparce. So next turn, I've got a bit more versatility on if I want to go to Dunsparce EX and the Jaw, and I don't have to choose one or the other, assuming I can top deck and get myself out of this situation. We're going to swing 140 because of the 30 damage resistance Fan Rotom has to fighting Pokemon, but we are going to take the KO. So that is going to give us a prize card, which will hopefully kind of save us the game here, and we get another single prize Dunsparce out, so we can really get our draw engine in full swing. We'll see what my opponent promotes to the active. I'm sure it's Raging Bull. We'll see if they also got a dead hand, or, you know, if they do have options. I mean, they did just retreat into Fan Rotom. There is only 3 cards, so if they don't have a Knocked Owl, I don't know if there's energy even to Sada. There is the 1, and it's a Grass Energy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Grass Energy. So, even Sada in their hand right now wouldn't really guarantee a KO. It would just kind of, I feel like, be more or less a bit of a waste of a Sada. And they have to get rid of a ton of energy right now just to KO a 0 prize Pokemon. So I wouldn't be shocked if they even try to boss around this Okidogi and take out Scyther, take out Dunsparce. But if they do that, then they leave this guy. Like, at some point, they have to deal with this single prize Pokemon. You have to put resources into dealing with this thing, or I will just walk through the deck with this guy. So my opponent is going to Night Stretcher, take out the Fezandipiti from the discard pile, get access to Flip the Script since we took a KO last turn. That is a card, honestly, I wish I could top deck, assuming they take a KO this turn. They got 6 cards in hand now. With a 6-card hand, I feel like there's much more playability. There's the Fighting Energy. They got the Bellowing Thunder for KO, although it's not really going to put them up in the prize trade at all. With 4 EX Pokemon in play, we are not swinging for KO yet. We are swinging, what's 6 time? Oh, actually, no, we are swinging 240, aren't we? 6, 12, 18, 24. Yeah, actually, no, we're chilling. We got promote to Dunsparce EX, attach the Fighting Energy. This is why we play the Dunsparce. I think this deck is a pretty solid Raging Bolt matchup. Sure, we're using a 2-prize attacker, and I am preaching that this is a 1-prize deck, but I think single-prize decks are, you're able to play 1 or 2 EXs and still consider yourself a single-prize deck. It's not a deck like Raging Bolt where your primary attackers, you know, engines with the Ogre Pods are 2-prize Pokemon, so, you know, getting some versatility out of the bulk of the Dunsparce EX, as well as the accessibility to pretty much set it up whenever you need to, is always super nice to have in a deck. So I really like the option. I'm not afraid to use it, especially against this matchup. Honestly, I think this matchup is one of the reasons why it's here, and I apologize for I'm a little stuffy. My allergies are killing me. Like I'm dying right now, so I apologize if I'm a little stuffy, a little more congested. Take a little more sneeze cuts, as I feel like I do all the time than usual. And my opponent is going to face the damage Legacy Energy, put away 4 energy to the discard pile for 0 prize cards. I am going to promote the single prize Scyther just in case, you know, we top deck something insane. I'd rather take the KO with the single prize Pokemon. Luminous Energy is almost halfway there. So to kind of what I was thinking. I will Artazon this turn, and I think just take out Iron Bundle just to threaten it at this point. But I have my Free Retreat Pivot, so I'm not worried about it. There was a 60 HP to Dunsparce with the Free Retreat Pivot as well. I don't play it just because I kind of like the situation we have with Scyther. Like, I like that as our Free Retreat, so I don't sweat it too much. Now, I do want to attach the Fighting Energy here. I don't know if I want to play Okidogi this turn. We're not going to do anything with it. If I could get Luminous Energy onto it, I might. But I also might hold that in hand just in case I top deck Scizor. I feel like that would be a little bit better for us. So I'm just going to swing 240, take 2 prize cards, go up 3 prize cards against Raging Bolt, despite them having knocked out one of my Pokemon. Again, just because Legacy Energy is so powerful. So we are going to take our 2 prize cards. And we get Nest Ball Luminous Energy. That's so big, actually. Because if my opponent takes a KO, I believe we play Fezandipiti in the list. I don't totally remember. I'm going to pull it up right now. I am still, like, getting to know this list, so I apologize that I'm not an expert on it at the moment. I mean, I kind of found it. The video is going up same day of recording. Yeah, we play one Fez, I believe, which is good. I was like, yeah, it should be in the deck. Yeah, no, I am recording this in the morning, literally day of that this is going up, because I am off of work today. Thank gosh, I don't know how I would get through it. I'm literally dying here. But, you know, I wanted to get a little early morning, you know, start my day right, get a fun video in it, and this is what we got. So I am still kind of learning the list. I only did one test match just to make sure. I know how to run this deck good enough for a video. I usually try to do 2 or 3 depending on the deck, so I am a little, you know, still getting a little comfortable with the list and the exact counts and everything. And I think, you know, I apologize for some people. I know every now and then I get comments about, like, oh, you had this card. Like, yo, sometimes I totally just forget, because I'm still learning, you know, a list here, a list there. And my opponent plays Koraidon. Ooh, a nice single prize addition to Raging Bull. I always wondered why they don't run a one of Koraidon a little bit more, especially with Joltik Box in the meta. Like, it feels pretty solid. They did evolve into... No, they got Koraidon this turn. They used their second Noctowl last turn, right? Yeah, I believe so. That should be their Noctowl number 2. So they are a little locked if they don't just have Sada in hand for making this work. But if they do, easily go Unrelenting Onslaught, Swing 360, take the KO into Dunsparce EX, and then I'm going to have to Nest Ball for Fez and really just draw out of all the problems I'm facing. But even if they use Sada here, like, you're accelerating 1 energy to 1 Pokemon, like, the value on that is just not good, man. Which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. And if I take out the Koraidon, too, it's like, you know, now you got to do a lot more follow-up. You know, an Iono here could be devastating. Yes, we put my opponents at 5 and me to 3, but my opponent has 11 cards in hand, and hopefully off that I could, you know, get a Dudunsparce. I'll have Fezandipiti in play. I'll be able to draw into a big enough hand where I could totally play the game comfortably. I just got to get 1 Dudunsparce going. Right now I've gotten 0. So there is my opponent's first KO. I don't even mind KOing a single prize Pokemon just so there's 2 left. It's easy boss on one of their EX Pokemon, you know, from there. So we'll see what we got. Top deck, speak to me. What are we doing? Iono. Literally ask me, you shall receive. All right, let's Nest Ball out of Fez. I don't want to Artazon yet. I want to see if I can pull off the Dunsparce. And I think since we are going we are going Iono for turn, I think I actually do attach the Luminous Energy here. I am banking I could find either Scizor, I don't know why I keep saying EX. Just single price Scizor or Ultra Ball. And then I can pull this off rather nicely. And there is the single prize Scizor, allowing us to take the KO. Can I flip the script into our first Dunsparce? No, I cannot. Well, that's a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I will promote this guy here. I will Nest Ball and take an Okidogi at this point. If I could go for a boss KO on Fez, that would feel pretty nice. So I'm just going to take 1 more Okidogi. You know, I don't even hate taking a Scyther here, actually, because then we could dig for Rod Ultra Ball. There are 2 Reds in the deck. Oh, man, my game froze. Yo, I do not know what has been up with my game lately. I feel like my game has been tripping out so much more than usual. You know, watch this take forever, and I'm going to miss my turn because of it. My game is dead frozen. Oh, there we go. I don't mind taking out a Scyther here. Nope, it's gone again. All right, I just need to get out of this Nest Ball. Like, the longer I sit in this Nest Ball, the more my game is going to break. So, can I... Nope. All right, I can play. We're just going to hit done. Whatever play I was thinking, it's fine. Game didn't want me to even think about it, so I'm just not going to. I'm just going to Punishing Scissors for 260. I guess it would have been pretty nice there to take a Okidogi, just so I could try to Crispin manual attach to it next turn and follow up. But I get an Okidogi out of the prize cards, so it's not the end of the world. You know, we could also go for a Rod Ultra Ball play with the Dunsparce EX, I'm thinking, and try to take 2 prize cards on a 2 prize Pokemon that they use to attack at this point, because I don't know what else they do. I mean, they could go Teal Mask Ogerpon, like, if that's their out, but no, they got the Raging Bolt, they're down 2 Sada, they did flip the script, so my opponent has to be staring at a Sada manual attach right now, or they're cooked. And then if they do that, they got the Teal Dance. I was going to say, if they don't Teal Dance, they're going to get rid of every energy in play, so now they'll get rid of every energy +1, or -1. they'll have 1 energy left on the board after this KO. So I might have a little bit of time, and they go Crispin. Never mind, they'll have some extra energy. No problem. They didn't need Sada, they had the Crispin out. I respect it. Do you have electric energy left? You might. I mean, you took the fight. Yeah, you definitely do. You took the grass to hand. There's only 1 in the discard pile. Should be 1 more, if not 2 more in the deck. And you go Prime Catcher for Fez. Oh, is that game, though? Oh, no. Oh, buddy. Oh, that wasn't smart. I mean, hey. Take your 2 prize cards. Be greedy. Go down to 2. I'm just going to swing for KO with Scizor. I mean, you got, what, a full bench of abilities. We're swinging 310, if I'm not mistaken, because of that. So we should be all right to wrap up match number 1 in style. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't pretty. We didn't necessarily flow the best. Literally 0 Dudunsparces were found. I bet I'll top deck 1 here. No, I don't. Okay, I did just none were found, period. They conceded. They knew I had to win with the attack. Match number 1, all wrapped up. I can't wait to see what this deck brings us in match number 2. I will see y'all. Welcome to match number 2. I believe we're up against Dragapult Dusknoir. Just based off the 2 mulligans my opponent took, I saw Fire Energy, Psychic Energy, Dusknoir, Sparkling Crystal. So it seems to be a bit more of an old style Dragapult Dusknoir because they're not playing them for stamp. But I mean, I'm rocking with it. I like it. I think it's a solid list. It's going to be a challenge to go up against, and I love that. I want to get some good videos out there against like meta decks too, because I know a lot of people come to my channel just based on what people say is they look for like, you know, the crazier decks that can play at a higher competitive level. And I think this deck, I mean, it made 2 day 2s at a big special event. That's very impressive. So maybe there is something there. I feel like since we've seen the Roaring Moon box by Aiden Kuss make a couple day 2s, like it's been appearing more and more. Not like that it's insanely popular, just that it's solid. There's more people piloting it and doing well. So I think that's like, I think single prize Pokemon are very well positioned, very strong right now. And I think this deck, like, honestly, I could see this one being up there too. Like, I could see the power behind it. You've got good type coverage. You know, you got good metal Pokemon, which is like nice into Lily's Clefairy, but also one-shot almost anything in the board because there's so many abilities. You got good fighting Pokemon, which is always nice if you happen to see a Terrapagos in what do you call it? Like a... Oh my god, why am I blanking on that? Terra box, you know, or the Jolting box, which is the more notable one of mention. So I think here, my opponent did absolutely nothing. So I really don't want to Iono because they got absolutely 0 Dreepies down. But on the same front, I am also doing nothing with this hand right now. Like, I think I do want to get an Okidogi manual attachment down, so I think I have to Iono. Now, I don't mind getting Scyther down. That feels okay. I don't even mind using Find a Friend. Doesn't feel too bad here either. You know, just because it is stuck in the active. And I know you're saying, like, oh, but if you played the 60 HP like those 2 people did, it was a free retreat. Yeah, but what if it wasn't that 1-up? What if it was still the other Dunsparce? Like, I'm still kind of stuck in the same situation. I'm going to probably find a friend at some point. Just let it rock. So I am going to Iono. I've got a feeling my opponent's got, like, an Iono, Arven, something like that in their hand. They were going first, so they didn't necessarily have access to that last turn. Now, this could feel a little bit better. Could definitely feel a little bit better. But it doesn't seem to be the end of the world. I don't want to play Artazon. I don't want to give them access to GP if they had none. I think what I would rather do is just find a friend for Okidogi. I've got the retreat into Luminous Energy, Crispin to accelerate, Bravery Charm without playing Artazon next turn. So I'm just going to pull that out of my hand right now and get Homeboy ready to rumble. Because then from there we can take a bit more of a early aggressive lead with a tanky Okidogi in the active, and we'll figure something out for our bench Pokemon. Albeit it's not the strongest bench I've ever seen. But if we could get more Dudunsparce out than last game, which, if you remember, was 0 single prize Dudunsparces, we should be able to shuffle those back into the deck quite nicely. And an occasional EX could help. And I feel there are less EX Pokemon in play in Dragapult, so that might not go as perfectly, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. And they evolve into Dusclops here, which is just a nice, you know, ability down if needed with Scizor. I don't think that's the route we're going to go this match. I kind of like, I mean, they get, yeah, they have the Arven. Did I Iono them into a great start from here on out? Yeah, but they're still a turn behind on evolving, I'm sure. You know, they had an Arven in hand last turn. We were going to see the same thing. They had a full 6. They did nothing. Guarantee a couple of those were supporters. They did attach an energy, so they can't go TM Evo, but they can Itchy Paw and item lock me. And that's why I was very careful to make sure, no, I lied. They are going to go TM Evo, so I am going to limit the amount of Dragapults in play right now without worry of the KO on Badu, which is huge because I can hopefully Munkidori take a KO that way. which always feels great. So, yeah, and I don't want to go Iron Bundle here because they just promote Budu. I need to use that with Munkidori. I need to take advantage of that 30 HP Pokemon in play, since we do have access to the spread KO of it. So for now, let's go for the play we outlined. Our bench is still, it's pretty safe. And let's go Crispin. Let's take out a Fighting Energy and a Dark Energy. I can attach the Fighting Energy, so I need the Dark Energy to go into my hand. So I can attach the Fighting Energy to Okidogi, and then I can smack the Luminous Energy on it. I can attach Charm just to beef up our bulk. Now you have to go Dusknoir into Okidogi for the KO, and that might not feel too amazing. And if you do that, then my bench is like super safe. Because you're not Dusknoiring that way. So I think, again, I don't want to play Munkidori yet. I don't want to see Dusknoir Munkidori. I want to keep it there. So when Okidogi hopefully lives this attack, and they put their, I think either way, actually, we'll be able to see KO. If it lives the attack, they Dusknoir into active. We'll take a prize card, bench Munkidori, attach the Metal Energy, or Dark Energy, KO Budu. If they don't do that, Okidogi lives, because they swing 200, and I still Munkidori KO the Budu. So I like this. This is a good situation to be in. No need to bench Munkidori yet. You know, we're good. We're good. We're going to take our KO, go up on a prize card. This is definitely going to be a harder match. I can see how this one is tricky to navigate, and this one, a lot of time is going to have to be spent working around both Dusknoir and Phantom Dive damage counters that can swing on the bench. They are going to promote Budu, but it does have a free retreat. I have to imagine they're not going to be too happy if they have to go Ichi-Pollen. If they do, I think we just Munkidori and just move the damage off immediately, right? We don't need to put it on Fez. We are swinging for weakness on Fez, so that does help us out a little bit. I don't know if it'll be too necessary in Dusknoir, but it is an option, or excuse me, I was going to say Dragapult, but then I saw the Dusknoir, so now I'm talking all crazy. There is the Dusknoir, so they can go Curse Blast right now, take a KO. If they don't evolve instead of Dragapult, I know my active is living, I'm alright with that. I'll take my Ichi-Pollen damage. And you go Arven. Do you have, I mean, you go Crystal, what? But how do you get to, maybe Vessel? You have Dragapult EX in hand. Vessel Crystal, you can attack. I don't know. I don't know what the play is for my opponent, to be honest. Yeah, Ultra Ball Crystal. Okay, so they definitely have an energy in hand that they could attach to a Dragapult EX, assuming that's also there. Or, excuse me, use the Ultra Ball for the Dragapult EX. You had the energy. Yeah, okay. I am overthinking what's going on. And they get rid of Counter Catcher. That's smart. You probably don't need it in a match like this. There's the Dragapult. Who do you KO, though? Do you put your heart and soul into taking out Okidogi? Because if that's the case, like, you're giving me a prize card for that, and I'm not too upset about that. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. Okay, hey, that's fine. I'm not complaining. I'll take 2 prize cards. Okidogi got its value, man, as far as I'm concerned. It is falling to 1 shot. This is true. It got 1 KO, and you had to Dusknoir to it. That is 2 prize cards of value. A huge trade. Awesome trade by our favorite Okidogi. I think here we really just look for, what, Scizor EX? Or, why do I keep saying EX? Scizor. We got the Luminous Energy. Oh, but I can't attach Luminous and Dark. Ah, man. Okay. It's a little tricky. Unless I get Crispin out of the prize cards. But then even if I... No, if I get Crispin out of the prize cards, I would be able to get some damage done, huh? Alright. We'll promote Scyther. You know... Without any Dusknoirs in play, maybe a Dunsparce EX. I mean, we're only doing 120. And then it'll be impossible to pivot out of the active there. But I could see us having to Crispin to it. Maybe get a little more energy that I'd ever like on it. It's not a great option. But hey, if that's what I gotta do right now, I mean, I'll do it. I got no problem with that. My opponent, I get Iono. Not a bad card to get here. I don't think that's the one I want to go for. I think I want to just attach the Dark Energy here. I have no idea why my game is this laggy. I gotta figure something out. I'm gonna take the damage off Scyther, put it on Budu. Want to take my prize card. We got a prize card this turn. I think that's the most important thing against Dragapult. We'll rip this here. See what's going on. We get Runaway Draw to Dunsparce. That's awesome because I really am looking for a couple cards. I don't know what. I don't really want to play either of these supporters or any of these supporters. There's 3 of them. So I do like the Runaway Draw option. And just seeing what else we could get, we do get the Scizor. But I don't have a way to accelerate energy to it. But, you know, that might not be the end of the world. I could play a Scyther here. Right? I mean, I would love to get Fez down this turn, maybe. To get some better draw. And I don't totally want to evolve into Scizor. Just because, like what do I do from there? I evolve into Scizor and what? Like, I got nothing after that. I can't attach to it. It's just going to get KO'd. Like, that doesn't feel great at all. I think the play for us is to just Iono. Put my opponent to a new fight. I mean, Colress Tenacity, I don't need an energy. I already have Artazon in hand. I don't want to research and waste all of these resources. I feel like that's way worse. Man, or do I? Do I just send it off to research? I mean, we could rod back a lot of this stuff. Maybe I do. I don't want to put my opponent in a bit of a better spot. I'll attach the charm to Munkidori just so I don't waste the charm, because I think research is probably our best out. I don't need to Artazon here. I don't need to give him more of a bench. Although, you know what? At this point, it's like, I could see value out of Iron Bundle. They have to attach somewhere else and then retreat. Just to buy a turn if we absolutely need to. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Nah, I don't think I'm going to. I don't want to give him access to another Dreepy, which could become Dracloak or something like that. Just gonna do my thing here. And we Ultra Ball. We get a Dunsparce out, which is a huge help. I could go Fez this turn, but again, what do I draw into at this point that is really gonna save me? I don't think anything. I think I just pass. I think I am kind of stuck. I have to accept that. My opponent has 3 cards in hand. They do get access to flip the script though. My hand is good enough for the following turn. I can't attach an energy, so I feel like getting a Okidogi down is pointless. I can do it next turn. I'm just gonna pass. Just gonna pass. It's not pretty. Okay, and I don't know what else I need to do. Like, I go Runaway Draw, but what am I looking for that digs me out of this? Like, I don't think anything. I guess Rod, maybe, to put Scizor back in the deck, but they don't have many EX Pokemon in play. I don't mind losing a Scyther this turn. I just need to hopefully dodge Counter Catcher Boss, because a 2 prize turn for my opponent would be pretty bad for us. Yeah, that wouldn't be ideal at all. So if we could dodge that, and I am pretty much gonna need a Crispin if I want to do anything relevant next turn, which is why I left the Dunsparce, and I can Ultra Ball for another one. They get another Duskull down, but I think I'm okay with that. And there's the Counter Catcher. That's exactly what I was hoping I could dodge. And they take up Munkidori just to limit the Adrenabrain damage that I am doing to my opponent. Okay, I mean, hey, they'll take 2. We'll tie up on 3. And what is my out? What is my line? I mean, a Boss KO on Fez never feels bad for 2 prize cards. You know, maybe here we do go Iron Bundle. They give me a single prize Pokemon, I go Boss KO Fez final turn. We could attack with Scizor if they give me a single prize Pokemon. Especially because now they have 3 abilities in play. Ooh, we're swinging 150. There's no way they give me Fez. Maybe I promote Dunsparce, just because I don't know what the optimal active Pokemon is. And if it's something we're not taking a KO on, an Iono would be devastating because they wouldn't have access to flip the script. Okay, you know what? We're definitely not out yet. I think Boss KO and Fez is our way to be, and hopefully they give us a single prize Pokemon. We can make that work. They are going to take 2 this turn, tie us up on 3 though. Legacy Energy could definitely change the tide of this game too. That could be a huge card that we can take advantage of. So we got to get ready for that. I'm going to promote to Dunsparce here. Just because we have access to Runaway Draw. I don't totally know what my line is right now. I'm going to get Boss now. I don't think that changes anything. I think I still like Iono. I think I do want to go Artazon for Iron Bundle. I want to see, what am I looking for? Am I looking for Scizor? Am I looking for an Okidogi setup because they promote Fez right now? I'll swing either way. I want to see what they give. If they give me a single prize Pokemon, I'm going the Scizor route. I'm digging for Rod. I will figure something out there. And if they don't, if they give me Fez, because I feel like that's the other tanky option. Yeah, they give me a single prize Pokemon. Okay. All right. Cool. So now we go Scizor, which means I need the most amount of draw possible. So I think I go Ultra Ball for Fez, which I guess they could Dusknoir onto, which would be pretty bad. But I think I kind of just need the guaranteed draw at this point. I'm going to get rid of Iono and Boss. I think this is a research. My opponent has 9 cards in hand, though. Like, Iono would be huge. Probably better. And if we're taking Fez, we'll hopefully have the draw power needed to make that work, so that's fine. Let's just do this. Oh, I do have another Scizor in the deck, too. That's pretty sweet. But no, I think I definitely need to go Fez. I mean, we got more Ultra Balls. This is an Ultra Ball, though. I've got more outs to get Fez. Maybe we take the Scizor, because that's our line. And then there's more outs to get Fez that we could draw into off the Iono. And then Runaway Draw as well. Okay, yeah. I think this is probably the safer route. Just because we can Nest Ball for Fez too. If I draw Nest Ball off the Runaway Draw and the Iono, I'm not doing anything with that. So do we play Munkidori? I don't think so, not yet. I think we just go Iono first. Put my opponent's hand down to 3. I'm hopefully taking a KO this turn with a nice single prize Pokemon. And I get Fez off of it. Solid, solid, solid. Okay, that works. Let's flip the script, draw 3, and then I've got another draw 3 with a runaway draw. And I get my Legacy Energy. That feels good. All right, let's run away draw. I don't know what's in Nest Ball. I mean, I guess for Okidogi, maybe, or small misplay. My fault, whoopsies. Let's throw Scizor in the active. Or, you know what? No, we got Okidogi. We Nest Ball for Dunsparce. And then I also have an Ultra Ball if I need to dig out a big ol', and I got Crispin too. Oh, that feels so good. And I got Rod to put energy back just in case. We're not going to play Okidogi yet. It's just a big Dusknoir target. If that's the line my opponent goes, I'm going to attach a Legacy to active. I want a single prize Pokemon in the active. You need to figure this out for sure. And we swing 160, take our KO. If I Crispin, I can't boss. That's the only thing. Which is a huge, I feel like that was our out. I don't know how do we deal with Dragapult in like one shot? I don't think we do. Like, what? There's no way. And is there a way I could set up Okidogi and boss? No. And I mean, counter catch is not going to do anything, but they're hopefully taking no prize cards this turn. So maybe I don't mind two-shotting Dragapult because I got a little bit more time. Although they could, I can see Fez being tricky because then they'll put some damage counters on Fez too. Ah, man. Oh, this got annoying really quick. I mean, maybe I go Iron Bundle again. Just tell them, hey, loop something. Give me something. Give me something else. I like that. I like that. Because then I could go Iron Bundle, Crispin to Okidogi. We got a 230 Pokemon in the active. Yeah, hey, that works. Unless they get another Dragapult set up. Then that wouldn't be ideal. Then they just give me another Dragapult. Tell me, hey, all right, you figure out another 320 HP Pokemon. I'll just retreat into the easier one to attack with. So I think at some point I do need to deal with the active Dragapult. It might be now. They get rid of Cape and Nest Ball. That's fine. And they take out a Dusclops. What could they do with Dusclops that terrifies me? They could take 2 prize cards this turn because they could put 50 on Dunsparce, but that's okay. Because I think now I've got, yeah, you take 2 prize cards. You don't take any off my active, but now I have 1 prize card left. So now I could actually win with an Iron Bundle line if, when I get to Dunsparce EX, that's pretty solid. And they go Blood Moon or Ursaluna. Okay, so no, Okidogi still swings for weakness. We actually might be able to do this. Why is this? Why is it we take Iron Bundle, Fighting Dark, just in case? Yeah, you swing for damage, you take 2 prize cards. Scizor is worth 0 right now, so that's doing you nothing. You got 1 prize card left, and I think Okidogi clears. Although I need a way to get Fez out of the active. Ooh. Didn't think of that. Oh, no, I don't. Dunsparce was not KO'd. You took 2 KOs, 1 prize card. So we promote this guy. I need a runaway draw. And we can make this work. Alright. And I get Okidogi. I have Ultra Ball for runaway draw. Oh. We're so golden. I need to keep the Nest Ball. Could get rid of anything else. I just need to get a little Dudunsparce. Single prize, Dudunsparce. My draw engine. I know we got 3. My game's lagging, of course. Do we have 2 different energy types in the deck? Yes, we do. So I just need a Rod for Iron Bundle. I mean, just in case we can put like 2 energy down. But we're going to go Nest Ball before we run away draw, so I don't accidentally draw into all of my energy. So let's just do this, and then we'll take out these guys. Again, just, I don't know. Just rock with me. I think we kind of got it, though, because I got Luminous Energy in hand, and Crispin, too. I didn't even need to use my Dudunsparce or Fezandipiti to draw into those guys. So I think here we do go Iron Bundle. I'm curious to see who they give us. Both Pokemon are Fighting Weak that are 2 prize Pokemon on the bench. The other Pokemon is a single prize Pokemon, which gets KO'd by Okidogi. So I think by the skin of our teeth, we've navigated this match pretty well. Yeah, you give me Blood Moon or Ursaluna. That is fine. I am going to Crispin for a Fighting and a Dark Energy, and we need to make sure the Dark Energy goes to our hand so that I can smack this guy down. I can play the Luminous Energy. My game is not running well today. We go Runaway Draw. Doesn't even matter what 3 we draw. We promote Okidogi. Swing for 340 damage. Good night streaks. Dragapult, Dusknoir. What are you doing? What are we doing here? Huge win on number 2. That is how we run this deck, man. Oh, that felt so good. All right, let's hop into match number 3. See if we can guarantee the perfect record with the single prize Okidogi box. Welcome to match number 3. I did take 2 mulligans, and I'm up against Ceruledge EX. Our hand isn't, I mean, it's not phenomenal. We did lead Iron Bundle. It's going to be an easy KO for my opponent. That's fine. I think this is one of those matches. They're just playing a beat stick stage 1, 2-prize attacker, and we're playing a single prize deck. We just need to do our thing. We just need to single prize our way to this victory. Their ability count also might be a bit more limited. So, you know, oh, they're playing the Mew EX Squavette version. Do you guys want to see that as a video? Let me know. Because I've been seeing that Ceruledge deck pop up, and I think it's such a fun way to play Ceruledge. You nest dash everything to the bottom, Mew EX, or, you know, you restart for a bunch of cards, up to 3 cards, but then you just keep flowing off that. I like it. I think it's fun. I have not made a video on it. I did kind of make a Ceruledge video recently, but if people want to see it, I'll do it. So let me know. But with this, I mean, honestly, we're not swinging for one-shot KO with Scyther, but I think we're swinging for enough. We just need a 2-shot. All of these active, you know, 2-prize Pokemon with our 1-prizers. We could do that here. So that feels good. If we get a Metal Energy too, oh my gosh. Okay, so I definitely go Artazon here, right? And I don't even hate taking, what, Okidogi or Scyther? I kind of don't hate Scyther. I mean, we do have both scissors. Although, Okidogi will probably be easier to set up. Let's just take that guy. Let's beef it up to 280 with Luminous Energy Bravery Charm. Because I feel like since we have all of these pieces, let me take advantage of it. And then we'll Iono. Yes, I'll give my opponent a new 6. I also need a new 6. I need some more bench Pokemon. This, it's not perfect. Not really. But, I mean, if this is what I need to work with, I will. What I can do here, I'm going to wait till next turn to Ultra Ball. And the reason being, I don't know how my opponent takes a KO in Okidogi this turn. I think even if you guss it up, you're not swinging for enough. You don't have... You did get a lot on your first turn. You did get 7, but, like, I don't know. I feel like you don't have access to Squawk, so now it slows down a little bit. I think the most important thing next turn is we can Ultra Ball away top deck Research, take out Scyther, Crispin, get the Fighting Energy to Okidogi, manual attach the Metal Energy to Scizor, or Scyther, and then next turn we can evolve into Scizor, swing for KO, and I'll have a Research that turn as well. So I think that is kind of our best line. I don't need to get Scyther down now. I don't need to evolve right now. It's not necessary. We're okay with having Iron Bundle KO'd, and to get rid of Briar, that's big. I do not want to see that supported card. That is going to be too hard to work around if you could take 2 prize cards off a single prize Pokemon. I mean, yes, we do have our own Legacy Energy to hopefully balance that out, but I'm taking 2 prize cards pretty much every turn. Is the goal in this matchup. I could, honestly, if we live in attack, I could see huge value out of Munkidori as well, because we could pick up an extra KO on a Squavette. No, it doesn't help us in the prize race, but it does help my opponent's setup. Don't hate it. Is 100% an option. We'll see. They do have a lot of EX Pokemon in play too, so maybe a little Dunsparce EX. Yo, why is this matchup kind of free for us? Why do I feel like we got every option we have in this deck is ready to rumble? Like everything, and I love it. I think that's the coolest thing about this deck is our draw engine is lethal. We've got 2 lethal attackers. One of them is not a basic Pokemon, so if you happen to see a Noivern, we're ready for it. We got a beast of a single prize Pokemon out, and they go Pokemon League headquarters. Oh no. Oh, I don't want to get 2 more energy down on Okidogi. Okay. I definitely don't have an Artazon out this turn. I might have to double Crispin to Okidogi and just accept that Pokemon League headquarters is here to stay for at least 1 turn. Unless I top deck it. Unless I top deck Artazon. And then like, alright, you know, we're cool. And you're swinging 190, so you might not even one-shot Okidogi next turn, depending on what's in your hand. That would feel awesome. If we could get that much value out of Okidogi. What do we top deck? A little Artazon top deck? I'll figure something out. Dunsparce. Okay, hey, you know what? That's good enough. We do have a change of plans, though. I think we bench Dunsparce here. I have to go Crispin, but I do have to get 2 energy on Okidogi, so I don't mind not Ultra Balling here. We definitely take the Fighting, and I think this is a situation where you just take the Dark. I'm going to accept that Munkidori is not going to be the vibe this game, even for that extra KO on Squavette to kind of hold my opponent back a little bit. I do need to do a little bit more work just to get myself rumbling, but you know what? I also do need to Scizor next turn. Yeah, I think I just have to ball with this. I mean, I won't be able to evolve into Scizor next turn, which hurts. So maybe I should have gotten rid of Dunsparce and Research to take that out. I don't know. It didn't feel great. This whole Pokemon League headquarters, phenomenal tech and Ceruledge. I felt this matchup was amazing. And then that happened. I did work around it. Like, we are here. It definitely didn't. I didn't like it. I mean, I would have gotten rid of Dunsparce, assuming that stadium wasn't in play. But, I mean, whatever. How many energy are you getting rid of here? 3. What are you at? 10 or 11? You're at 11. So you're doing 220, 250. Oh, no. They could take a KO. 2 more energy, and they got it. They go Nest Stash, put all the cards on the bottom of their deck, draw 1. They got Restart for another 2. If it is Ultra Ball 2 energy, they got KO. And that is a shame. Not much I can do about it, and that's okay. They might play a Jamming Tower, like one on Pokemon League headquarters, one on Jamming Tower. No, you have to KO. Okay, perfect. That's all we needed. Little tank with the Okidogi. Don't gotta worry about it too much with this guy. And oh my god, what are these draws? I go to Dunsparce now. I'm not getting rid of a Luminous Energy. I will get my value out of that. I will get a Scyther this turn and attach it there. Oh yes, I will get a Scyther this turn. What? Hold up. Wait, why are we kind of cooking right now? All right, let's take these guys out. Do I even need to? We could attach 1 here. I mean, I could Ultra Ball and just get rid of a Research into Scizor and then go Crispin this turn, right? Get some more. Oh my god, so why did I play the Luminous Energy? I'm dense. Why did I play the Luminous Energy on Scyther? I could have taken Metal Fighting. Oh, that was a huge misplay. Good job, Chris. Way to think. I was just so excited to have a Metal Energy when I should have Crispin for Fighting Metal. Attached the Metal to Scyther, the Fighting the Okidogi, and we had the Luminous. Now I'm just sitting here looking a bit like an idiot. So, my fault. We're okay, though. That Metal Energy is for Dunsparce EX, obviously. Let's, what did I just click on? Oh my god, yo, I don't know what is going on. Maybe, I don't even know how I make this game run smoother at this point. Let's just take our 2 prize cards. We'll go up in the prize trade. Great spot to sit in. And then we also have a good Stage 1 attacker. So now Pokemon League headquarters is not going to hurt us as much. We get Iono here too, so if they have a big hand, a little Iono disruption doesn't feel too bad. I like that. I like the spot we're in, man. You know, maybe if we top deck Boss KO on Squawk ability, 2 prize cards that way, just saying, would feel pretty good. I think I ripped the Dunsparce and look for it. You could keep your Ceruledge, whatever. You deal with my Okidogis. You figure this out. And you're going to take another Ceruledge out of the discard pile, so they've effectively got everything they need to keep going. And they got rid of Ultra Ball Carmine, and they got 8 cards left in the deck, running quite thin. Now they do have Squavette, so I'm not too worried about my opponent decking out. They definitely won't, because you just Nest Stash whenever there's no cards left in your deck, and you just put it all back. And they take their KO here. That's fine too. How many Luminous Energy are we down? I think we're down 2. So we do have, yeah, we're just down 2. We do have 2 more, so I'm not too worried about getting our Okidogi rolling. And you take Fezandipiti EX. That is just another EX Pokemon that the Dunsparce is waiting to eat up. And you go Brilliant Blender. Oh my god, they want 0 cards in their deck. Oh my lord. They said I will deal with any Okidogi you throw in the active from here on out, and I respect it. But how do you do a Legacy Energy when I make the Dunsparce EX a single prize attacker, when I make Okidogi or a Scizor a 0 prize attacker? How do you respond to that type of follow-up? I wonder. Like, that's things get a little tricky after that. And you get rid of Ultra Ball, Research, and Squawk. I guess you don't really need those cards. You're just making sure all the cards left in your deck are the essentials. That's smart. That's smart. Good play from my opponent. You want to make sure your Nest Stash Restart is as strong as it can be. So that is not a bad line. Now, where's my follow-through? Where's my follow-up from here? I think we always promote Scyther. I'm so upset about that misplay with the energy. That is devastating. Not the end of the world, though. We are going to figure this out. They do have 4 abilities in play. So we're swinging for what? 200? Yo, yeah, even a boss on Mew might feel a little bit better than a boss on Squawk, because that's easier to deal with. It's 20 less HP is 20 less HP. I'm never complaining about that. Or a boss on Fez. Wait, what am I talking about? I'm swinging 210 right now with Scizor. Can I get boss? Can I just take out your Fezandipiti? That'd be awesome. Right? And I don't have to worry about Pokemon League headquarters because we're just built like that. And I top deck Artazon. Oh my god, so we have a stadium out too. Oh yeah. Alright, so let's evolve this guy here. Let's evolve this guy. I don't mind swinging with the Scizor here either on Ceruledge if we don't get boss. I am going to bump the stadium. I do want to look into my deck. I will probably... Honestly, I could take out... Did I get rid of Scyther or do I still have it? I think I still have it. But I did get rid of Scizor because we've researched. Could Rod. Get it back at some point. We do have 1 in the deck. I do have Legacy 2 Luminous. That feels pretty good too. I do have another Charm. 1 more Crispin. How many boss do we still got? We got 2. Or do I just take out Dunsparce? I think I like Dunsparce, right? Nice tanky Pokemon. We can make worth 1 prize card. Let's do this. And then I go Runaway Draw now. I'll go Iono here over Research. That's fine. I'll limit my opponent's hand even a little bit if I don't get Boss, which I don't. But I do get Scyther, which I love. So that's actually pretty sweet. So let's get this guy down. Let's what? Get a basic Metal Energy down on Scyther. And then Iono. That way, if you... I don't want to put the Luminous Energy on Okidogi, because then they just boss up Okidogi, and we're kind of, like, dead in the water at that point, and that doesn't feel too epic. I like the Metal Energy on Scyther, so now I can attack either which way. I do need Rod Ultra Ball for Scyther, but my opponent doesn't know that. They don't know how many Scythers I play. And here I get Rod. Okay, and Boss's Orders, which is awesome. And they did take a KO last turn, so I could Nest Ball for Fez and draw a little bit more, too. Now, they might have Boss's Orders. There's a good chance if they don't have it, they could get it at this point. But I think just for our draw, I do want to get it down. Because I could use 3 cards here. Our hand is pretty dead, and I know that is pretty devastating. My opponent has 4 prize cards left. I still have not used Legacy Energy, so I don't mind that. Colress' Tenacity is a perfect supporter to get here. You bump the stadium for another Area 0 under depths. Or, not Area 0 under depths. Oh my god. Pokemon League headquarters. I get my last Artazon out, and I take Legacy Energy out. I love this, actually. And now your active Sarah is in a tough spot. Now, if you want to go Boss, you leave this in the active. If you go Turo, now I have to deal with a full HP Sarah EX, but my Fezandipiti lives. And I know this deck does play, 1 copy of Turo. I definitely didn't mind. I could see value in it in situations like this. It's not like Dragapult one-shots a Sarah perfectly, so there's totally good reason to play it more than like the Okidogi matchup, and they just go Abyssal Flames for KO. Oh my gosh. Alright, what is my line? I think I go Okidogi, put my 0 prize attacker up. I think it's time. I think it's time my opponent understands what a 0 prize KO is, or they took a KO. Maybe I go Boss KO on Fez this turn. Because I do have access to flip the script. If I get Ultra Ball, let's do it, right? Got the Legacy Energy. Oh my god. Oh yeah, we go Boss. Oh yeah, we go Boss. Let me Rod here. I want to take my Scizor, quite plural question mark. Draw into it well. And this guy. I don't need another Okidogi. I think we're pretty comfortable. I really just want to draw into Scizor off this Dudunsparce and flip the script. That would be the coolest thing in the world. I could do a little extra thinning here. Right? What's another good Pokemon we could use on the bench? Dunsparce. Don't need another Okidogi at this point. I think just, yeah, Dunsparce. We've got Dudunsparce EX. Yeah, man, let's just load up on these guys. I think we're in a good spot here. And then we go to Dunsparce. What do I draw? No, flip the script first before I shuffle the Dunsparce back into the deck. I want to flip the script first, so my deck is the thinnest right now to give me Scizor. I don't hit it. That's okay. Runaway draw 3. I do have the retreat. Ah, man, I'm going to need to use it. Okay. That's fine, though. I didn't get Scizor, which is okay. I wanted to use it now just because my opponent, this is the most amount of abilities they'll probably have for the game currently. But it's not the end of the world. We're going to put the Legacy Energy on Okidogi, beef it up. We got our free retreat into Okidogi. I've still got a Scyther. It's not hard to get into Dunsparce if that's what I got to do. Right now, all I want to do is boss up Fez and take 2 prize cards. I know I could do it on Sarah too, but I do want to limit my opponent's draw. And this is just an easy boss KO for weakness, and I don't need them flipping the script. This is just not, they don't need to have access to that. I'll deal with a Sarah. I've got another Boss's Orders in my deck, like we could totally make this work. And I get Rod Dark Energy out of the prize cards. I don't know if that's going to change anything too much right now. I think we're kind of okay. They definitely have an attached swing with the full HP Sarah, which is okay. Assuming they go Counter Catcher on our Fezandipiti. Okay, alright, smart. I was going to say, assuming they take a KO on our active, we do have access to flip the script, hopefully get me a couple more Dudunsparces, hopefully draw into everything I need, and no, they got game. Oh my god, they had another Briar! Or did they Palpad? Do you play 2 Briar? No, you Palpaded, and I did, what? You did Palpad. Ah! Oh, that's a hard way to go. Ah, man, that's a brutal way to go. that game ended prematurely. I apologize for how that one closed out. Maybe Fez was not worth it in the end. A shame. A shame. Even if I KO'd their active, it wouldn't have done anything because they would have just retreated into no, they would have just had Ledge. Yeah, promote Ledge, Briar, same thing. Flip the script in case they didn't even have Briar and that was their top deck. They could have dug deeper. Yeah, no, I think I was overconfident and it got the best of me in that matchup. I apologize. 2-1 though. Great single prize deck. Definitely worth playing. A ton of fun to run. Have fun with this one, guys. It's a ton of fun. Go check out the Battle VIP's podcast channel. We'll be talking a lot more about my Pokemon TCG team, Draw Pass, TCG, on that channel as well, and episode coming soon for both my own little how-to series, but also the podcast series, which is also on Spotify, so go check it out wherever you want, and go check out the Damage Counters podcast. And yeah, with that being said, stay epic. Peace.